Hi everyone, Stephanie here, coffee drinker, book lover, and reviewer of many things. Today I am drinking a juice water, I guess is what I'm gonna call it. Yum. And I got this super cute dress. Check this out. It's got little ghosties and sunflowers on it, and I love it. It's my favorite dress right now. It's a little short, so I do wear pants or shorts with it, but that's just me. I'm not a ladylike person. Okay, so today I am telling you about a book that I finished off of the 2024 reading challenge. I finished Dark Matters by Blake Crouch. It's the 15th book down. If you printed out a copy that has numbers. This book was a bit stressing. I'm gonna read this little synopsis for you. It says, oh, this is the movie tie-in version of the book because I listened to this book and I don't know if it's different from the original book, but this is the only one that was in English, so that I could find. I did listen to it on Audible, so keep that in mind. It says, "Are you happy with your life?" Those are the last words Jason Desden heard before the kidnapper knocked him unconscious. Before he awakens to find himself strapped to a gurney surrounded by strangers in hazmat suits. Before a man he's never met smiles down at him and says, "Welcome back, my friend." In this world he's woken up to, Jason's life is not the one he knows. His wife is not his wife. His son has never been born. And Jason is not an ordinary college professor but a celebrated genius who has achieved something remarkable, something impossible. Is it this life or the other that is the dream? And even if the home he remembers is real, how will Jason get back to his family and that he loves? It says that this is a mind-bending thriller about choices, paths not taken, and how far we'll go to claim the lives that we've dreamt of. This book was 10 hours long. How many pages is this book, if I could? Pages. We'll do paperback. This book was 10 hours and 8 minutes long, which is why I chose to listen to it. It is only 368 pages, from what I can see. 352 if you have the hardback. Anyway, so this book, I didn't see it coming. I will be giving spoilers because that's the only way to talk about this book. I will try to talk a little bit about non-spoilers in the beginning, and then I'll be like, hey, spoilers, as I get into it. Okay. So, Jason and his family, his wife and his son, they have a pretty happy life. He is a college professor, and he goes to work every day, and he's a good teacher from what you gather. His wife is a used to be artist. She still does something art related, but it's not to the extent that it was before they got married. And Charlie, their son, is a smart, artistic boy of like 14, 15 years old. He's a teenager, you know, teenagers, their phones. And his Jason's best friend from college, they were roommates, has won some award, and Jason was asked to come to the little get together he was having at the bar, their favorite bar. And at first he's like, no, I'm not gonna go, it's family night, you know, we cooked dinner together that night. And while he's in the middle, like, they're drinking wine and making dinner, and his wife is like, hey, doesn't your friend have a thing going on tonight? And he's like, yeah, but it's family night. And she's like, why don't you go for like 45 minutes, and then when dinner's, you know, by the time dinner's done, you'll be back. Or, you know, she gives him a time, how long to go and be back. And because it's walking distance, or I think it's walking distance from their house, or their brownstone. And so he's like, okay, are you sure? And she's like, yes. And he's like, do you, she was like, tell him I said congratulations. And he's like, I will not. And she was like, why? And he goes, he's had the biggest crush on you since college, since your freshman year in college. I am not going to tell him you said congratulations. And she's like, really? Okay, well, come, you know, bring ice cream back. And he's like, and as he's going out, you know, the son's like, mint chocolate chip. And I'm like, yes. And he goes and he has his drinks, and he's not really friends with this guy anymore, but they keep up appearances because they were roommates all through college, I guess. I don't know. I'm not friends with anyone really that I was friends with in college. Nope, not really. I mean, I have some of them on Facebook, but I'm not, like, I don't go and see them on a constant schedule. Anyway, you know how it is. You have everyone on Facebook, even if you don't talk to them. And so he gets heated. He's been drinking. He's like, I gotta go. And he's like, I'm done with you and your conversation. And he's walking, and he almost gets hit by a taxi because he's still in his mind about, guy said something along the lines of, this could have been you. And, you know, it kind of steamed him a bit. He's like, I'm happy with my, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he almost gets hit by a taxi, and he gets the ice cream. You know, he's like, oh, like, he like comes back to himself, and he's like stressing out about life now. And he gets the ice cream, and he starts heading back to the house, but he realizes that somebody is following him. And then he gets, he thinks he's getting mugged, and he's like, hey man, just take the money. Let me keep the bag. Let me keep the ice cream. You can take my money. Take my wallet. It's in my front pocket. Like, he's like, I'm no hero. And the guy's like, no, get in the van. He's like, I don't. He's like, look, dude, I'm a professor. I don't make very much money. No one's gonna have a ransom for me. And the guy's like, no, just drive. Follow the directions that the navigation system gives you. And that is when things get kind of trippy. And after this point is all spoilers, because I can't not talk about it. Like, that's what I just told you is what the description of the book says. It's like, he seems like a perfectly fine guy until he gets mugged or kidnapped. And then everything changes. So he drives. This is the spoiler part. And I loved this book. I thought this book was so interesting. There were so many, like, what would I do in the situation thoughts. Like, what if I saw my husband, like, if it was reversed? Because he's seeing his wife in some very different situations, and some of... Okay, this is just gonna be spoilers from now on. Just spoilers. I'm not even gonna try to hold back, okay? So when he gets to this other world, he's like, this is not me. And there's like a debriefing, and he gets put into this machine where he's like, it's painful, whatever it is. Some sciencey words are used, and I'm not a science person. You know what I can talk about? I can talk about the stars and the moon and the planets. I don't know tech stuff. I can barely work this. So he goes through this process, and he's like, his wedding band is missing. He doesn't have a cell phone or driver's license, and he's like, all he's given is some keys, and I don't even remember. Like, it's just like bare minimum stuff, and they're all acting like the people he's around now are like, oh my gosh, we've missed you. You've been gone for so long, and all of this stuff. And are you good? Okay. And whatnot. And he's like, I don't know any of you people. He's like, I need to pretend that I know what's going on, or they're gonna either send me to a psych ward, or they're gonna know that I'm not the person they think I am, and they're gonna like me. And so he's like, I don't really remember anything. Like, so he just plays stupid. He's like, the last thing I remember is getting a shot. Like, and they're like, oh yeah. Because whenever, apparently there's this box, and when you go into it, you give yourself an injection. And then you go through, it's like, what's it called? Schrodinger's box, where the cat, is it alive? Is it dead? That kind of thing. And it's alive. You think it's alive, but it could be dead. And so that is what this box is. And so whenever you take this drug, this injection, it allows you to see different doors in a corridor, and you can choose different paths to take. And it all depends on your mindset. And I was like, this is weird. Anyway, so everyone thinks that that's the injection he's talking about, which technically it is, because he was shoved through out into this world, for the lack of context. Like, later he sees a video, and it looks like he's being shoved out. But they're like, yeah, you stumbled out and then passed out. Anyway, so he's like on the verge. He's like, I gotta get out of here. And so he's like, I just gotta go to the bathroom. Yeah. And so he breaks out. He breaks out, and he runs, and he goes to the home he knows from the other world. Yeah, different worlds, different paths, whatever. And it's not set up the way it was. Like, there are walls not there, and pictures are different, and it smells different, and the layout is practically, there's only so many walls you can take out of old building. So, it's been redesigned. And he's like, what? And so he goes upstairs, and he's like, I'm gonna call Daniela. That's his wife. And so he calls, and some dude answers, and he's like, no, where's Daniela? And he's like, I don't know. It's 2:00 in the morning, dude. Don't call me. And so he hangs up, and then he's like, maybe I misdialed. So he tries again, and the guy's like, I said don't call me. Okay. And he's like, okay. something's wrong. And then the people that he had escaped from found him, obviously, because you have the keys to the place, which means your other self lives here. And anyway, so he runs from them again, checks himself into a hospital, gets a CAT scan. They do tests. They're like, there's nothing wrong with you. It looks like you've had some injections. What are you on? And they test his system, and he doesn't have anything. Oh, he does have, I think he has ketamine. Is that the one they use for animals to put them to sleep? Not to sleep, just to take a nap so that they can do surgery. I don't know all of that stuff. Sorry. Anyway, and they're like, and then they're going to put him in the psych ward because they're like, oh, maybe there's something wrong, and it's like, it's mental, like, and then he finds he finds like a phone book. I don't know if he goes to a hotel or what, but he finds a phone book and he looks up Daniela with his last name and Daniela from before they were married, and he finds her and he kind of stalks her. I'm just saying. And he sees that there's a sign up on she lives in an apartment, and there's a sign that she's having an art show, and he's like, I'll go to it. And he goes to her art show, and he's like amazed. He's like, this is awesome. And then he sees her, and she's like, oh my gosh, you came, we've been looking for you. And he comes over, and he's like, he hugs her like a long-lost lover. And she's like, and he's like, where's Charlie? And she's like, who's Charlie? And he's like, never mind. Never mind. And then so after the thing, she invites him back to her place with with that friend that he had a drink with. Even that guy is like, I haven't seen you in forever, and I haven't got my cut of that thing that I helped you build. And he's like, what'd you help me build? And he's like, look, I get it, it's all hush hush, but it's a bit rude. And so they talk for a while, and they do some recreational things. And he's like, hypothetically, if this happened, what would y'all think? And finally he's like, okay, it's me. I'm the person that we're talking about, and it's happening to me, and I'm already been checked out, and they said there's nothing wrong with me. And that guy, his friend, that he like goes and he finds the other people that Jason works with, the ones that had him, that he's running from, and he tells them where he is, and they take Daniela out to get to him, and then they take out that guy later after questioning him. There's a lot of stuff that happens, and then there is a very nice girl, lady, because she's like 40. I remember what the lady's name is. Oh my gosh. I think it's like Amber. That might be wrong. Amanda? It starts with an A. I think it's Amanda. She's like, I saw what they did, and I didn't sign up to be a killer. Like, I don't want to be involved with him anymore, so I'm going with you back into this box. And he's like, do you know how to work it? And she's like, no. Do you? And he's like, no. And so she's breaking him out of a cell, and he's like, what about the guards? And she's like, I'm the one in charge tonight. She's like, it'll be a little bit before anyone knows. But somebody else has been watching the videos of what's going on, and the alerts happen, and then she had only grabbed one pack to go into this box. Apparently, everyone's supposed to have a pack. It has like rations and some of the injection stuff they need, and clothing for different scenarios. I don't know what all's in the pack. Like hunting gear, I guess. I don't know. Camping gear? So they're coming after both of them now, and they have guns. And she's like, oh, I can't stay. And so they both go in, and the door has a time lock, so it'll stay oh my gosh, what's it called? Like the special lock that you can't unlock even manually for like 10 minutes or something. 20 minutes, I think is what it is. And so she's like, okay, well, I guess I'm doing this with you. And they start on their journey. The injection lasts for so long at a time. And then you can't repeat because it could mess with your brain and other stuff like that. And so they start opening doors, and they start going into these different worlds, and they see some really scary stuff. They see a world where people are going through like this death, like it's like the Black Plague again, and he watches, he sees he finds his wife and son, but this is like an apocalyptic world, like everyone is dying. They are hanging, like, if you hang a red sheet out if someone's sick, and a brown sheet out your window if it's, or cloth out the window if someone's dead. And like teams come, and when he gets to the house, the brownstone, and he knocks on the door, and this is past curfew time, and so the lady someone opens the door thinking that it's someone to come get the dead body, and she's like, how are you here? And he's like, what do you mean? She's like, you died 3 days ago. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, but what's wrong? And he ends up watching her die. And it's heartbreaking. And then he goes through some worlds where him and her never even met. And as you're going through all this, you hear his story of, why they met, why they got together, the choice of, oh, you're pregnant? Okay, I'm gonna, step down of the job that I was trying to do and be a dad. Which in the world that a Jason that took over his world and sent him back to the world that he's like, I don't belong here. That Jason chose to walk away from her, and she chose to not have the baby. Different scenarios for every world, and some of them were really hard to watch. Yeah, so it gets even crazier. Every door that they opened and every world that they went into was a split. Like it was a path. He could go in this door, or he could keep going in this corridor. He could stay in the world, or he could go back into the box. Okay, like that kind of thing. And so every time he made the decision to use the injection to go through another door, made another Jason. So it ends with a lot of Jasons, and it's crazy. They all end up back at the world we started in. They're all like, that's my wife and that's my son. And he's like, nope. I remember before that time. I remember before the split. You know, like he's like, I came before you. And it's creepy. Okay, like they start a chat room. Some of them start killing off each other. I'm not going to tell you exactly how it ends, but the way or how they get to the end, Daniela makes a statement. She's like, you are my husband, and I will let everyone know that, and that none of them are you. And like, I'm like, that's true love right there. Okay. Because it's like this. Even though I know I have flaws, I do. And even though that some of the things that I do, I know that irritate my husband. If he chose me, I would feel, oh. I mean, he chose me, obviously, because I'm with him. And same goes the other way. There are the times that I just want to but I would still choose him. He's my husband. I chose to be with him. We chose to have my kid. Our kid. So the very end, they choose as a family to go into the box. And then both Charlie and Daniela look at him and they're like, now what? He goes, Charlie gets to open the door. And he explains what you're supposed to do. And he chooses Charlie to open the door because none of the other Jasons can follow them. Because the door would be connected to Charlie's mind. And that's how it ended. And I was like, well, did they live happily ever after? What kind of world did they end up in? Like, I want to know more. Yeah, that is it. That is the book. And, I liked it. I want to know more, but I liked the book, and I'm very happy that I listened to it. It's another book off my list. Whoop, whoop. Anyway, so let me know what you thought of the book. Did you read it? If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you have any comments, leave me comments. Or you can just say hi. That's fine too. I am prepping out 2025's reading challenges. So if you want to drop books down below for next year's adult book challenge or teen book challenge, I would appreciate that. And yeah. I love books. I hope I can read more off of the book challenge, but hopefully our moving situation starts taking on steam. You know, I just want I want my own book room with all my books. Okay, I miss my books. Yeah. That's all I have to talk about. Let me know what you thought of the book in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. If you're not sure if you want to subscribe, you can click my face. It'll be down here, and it'll take you to my channel, and you can check out some of my other videos and see if I'm someone you want to subscribe to. And share this video because someone else might want to know about Lee Crouch's Dark Matter. Okay, I will see you on my next video. Bye!